Every day for the last 4 years, my family and I have driven the same path to school. And on our way, we pass a different elementary school that has 6 crossing guards in bright yellow jackets. My youngest daughter rolls down her window, sticks out her arm, and waves hello to all 6 crossing guards. And they generously wave back. It reminded me of a recent family trip we took to San Diego. We found a carousel along the beach's boardwalk. My daughter and I rode that carousel. And every time we passed her father waiting on the side, she waved with an enormous hello, around and around, again and again. And soon she was waving to her brother Jude, her sister Lila, the other parents, the children waiting in line, and the ride operator. Hi, 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 hi. When the ride was over, I noticed the families that we were waving to made it a point to come over to my daughter and say goodbye. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I received a call from the nurse. Laurie, based on your latest blood work, we'd like you to come in for further testing. Thinking it was routine and overly cautious, sure, I'll come in next Tuesday. Well, the nurse didn't end that telephone call with a goodbye. Rather, Laurie, I'm so sorry. So, my daughter, that waves to crossing guards and carousel riders, was born. Her name is Hope, and she's diagnosed with Down syndrome. And my daughter, with special needs, brings so many amazing and complicated elements to our lives. It's an amazing journey. An unexpected element is this overflowing of love and joy. Others are more difficult. Her cognition is delayed, and her language is limited. Coupled with her Down syndrome, she experiences something called apraxia, when the brain has difficulty planning out muscle movements to form clear speech. So Hope can understand everything that I say, but I have difficulty understanding everything she says. But when we see each other after school and she runs to me with full abandon and her arms outstretched and we hug, I know what we are saying. But I did begin to worry. If I can't have a conversation with my daughter, how will we have a relationship? If my daughter can't have conversations with other people, how will she form friendships? And then I soon realized I was missing something she was giving me that was so beautiful. The moment of a greeting. She did it better than anybody else, and I needed to up my game. I needed to do better for her. So I learned about the word hello. Hello is 150 years young, and Thomas Edison is credited with starting our use of the word. Something spoken was needed to say to the other person at the end of the line of a new device, the telephone. Inspired by calling dogs, getting them ready for a hunt, Edison suggested hello. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, urged everyone to say ahoy. But hello stuck and spread quickly through the use of the telephones, soon onto our streets, in our homes, and in our communities. Historians consider the word hello to be a social liberator because it broke strict social norms, such as you are not to address anybody unless you are formally introduced first, and someone considered of inferior status was not to address somebody of superior status. But everyone said hello. Hello is democratic. At the first National Telephone Convention, all of the attendees and speakers proudly wore their new name badges. So how was I using this radical word in my daily life? I began an experiment to look closer. At home, I noticed there were times I did not say hello and goodbye to my own children. And then Toni Morrison's beautiful words rang in my head. Do your eyes light up every time they enter the room? My husband and I loved our hour-long conversation, hours and hours. But after 15 years of marriage, 3 children, and 2 jobs, soon our longest conversations can be hello. It was eye-opening how much more in tune I felt with my husband by just being more generous and intentional with hellos and goodbyes. There were dozens more hellos throughout the week, parties, schools, driving, walking. I began to notice how many times a day I said hello and how many times I didn't. But what does it mean? And how can I add more meaning to my hellos? When you look it up in the dictionary, it says hello, a greeting. When you research hellos from around the world, it is a snapshot of our deepest human aspirations. I found they fell into 3 categories. The first one is peace. May peace be with you. The Spanish, hola, Arabic, salam, Hebrew, shalom. The next category, God is here. The Hindu, namaste. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Goodbye is short for God be with ye. And aloha, alo, share the breath of life. The last, flourish. Do good, have a good day, you are good. Mandarin, ni hao, guten tag, bonjour, konnichiwa. Many of those words mean all 3 of those things. How beautiful to layer your greetings. I wondered if I could layer my meanings. I know my daughter Hope's are. I imagine my daughter Hope's hellos to mean hello and I see you. And we are here together now. That is rare and special. And I love you. My definition of hello for my daughter Hope and for you, hello and you are beautiful. And this moment is filled with awe, and may this connection ripple out to the world for good. So what will you define your hello? You've received a button that says hello and. Our ushers are going to help pass out Sharpie markers, and we invite you to complete the sentence, hello and. That might be true for you. My button says, hello and you are beautiful. Perhaps your definition is democratic, spiritual, generous, an act of bravery. For me, hello is holy. It's shorthand to remember that this commonplace word has profound possibilities. So define the word hello for yourself and try it for 30 days. Change the way you say hello. Change the way you give it and change the way you receive it. Recently, one of those crossing guards in the bright yellow jackets, after we waved, shouted to us, "She makes my day!" Me too. I know. This little girl that has difficulty learning and difficulty speaking has deep knowledge of the power and the beauty of human connection. And I hope this world is a place that continues to say hello to her whole life. And that she may receive the warmth that she so generously gives. So to close, from the bottom of my heart, And as I learned from Hope, hello!